Hey everyone! Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Highway 2021, Process Street's first ever user conference. I'm Vinay, co-founder and CEO of Process Street, and today we've got some great announcements that I'm really excited to dive into. But first, I just want to say how exciting it is to be here talking to you today and reflect on how far we've come as a team, a company, and a product. So a special thanks to our customers, employees, investors, and anyone else who's helped us out along the way. We truly would not be here without you. It seems like just yesterday, back in 2013, my co-founder Cameron and I were holed up in our little apartment in Buenos Aires that was literally a converted horse stable, drinking cheap beer and plugging away at the first version of Process Street. Those were our very first t-shirts we ever minted. Check out the old logo, which is pretty awesome. Despite the explosion of workplace apps and SaaS tools already on the market by then, we couldn't shake the feeling that something important was missing. Teams were still drowning in project management software, task managers, and spreadsheets, including my own team in the company I'd been running for the last 5 years. The product certainly had humble beginnings. From day one, we were inspired by the concept of a repeatable checklist. There seemed to be something so powerful and intuitive with such a simple mechanism. We saw the way surgeons and pilots were literally saving lives thanks to the power of repeatable work using checklists, but we wondered why so many knowledge workers didn't use them more. So the early days of the product were little more than that, recurring checklists with some training content. We love checklists, and we still do. And we're still guided by that initial concept. But we've come a long way since then. A big change we've made to Process Street is evolving checklists into workflows. What once was a simple way to track a process checklist is now a full platform for workflow orchestration and automation. You can embed rich content inside your tasks, you can build collaborative workflows to get work done across different teams, and you can use conditional logic and form fields to make work truly dynamic. We've even built new native integrations with leading tools like Slack, Salesforce, and DocuSign. We've clearly grown the product in really exciting ways. But even more exciting to me are all the fans, customers, and partners we've met along the way. In 2020, Process Street was rated the #1 process management tool by Gartner-owned GetApp. Today, we're powering mission-critical workflows inside thousands of companies all around the world. Some of the world's most recognized brands are using Process Street for all sorts of business-critical workflows. Things Cameron and I never would have imagined back in those early days in Argentina. We've built an incredible remote-first team of over 50 amazing people across the world and raised over $16 million from some of the world's leading investors. All while activity on our platform continues to grow. Today, we have over 3,000 customers of every size and industry across the globe. We have over 500,000 registered users, and collectively, teams have run over 7 million workflows across more than 1,000 use cases. Here are just a few of my favorite examples. Salesforce is using Process Street across a number of teams and use cases. For example, Salesforce Datorama uses our platform to provide an excellent onboarding experience for new customers. The customer success team uses an onboarding workflow to establish what the new customer wants to achieve, how they will achieve it using Datorama, and how Datorama team will help. Running through the workflow steps helps the team easily capture required client information, ensure no steps can be missed, and establish consistency as the organization scales. Colliers, who understands that managing the real estate leases for large multinational organizations is a complex and very specialized task. Every client needs something different and unique. Colliers' enterprise account management team uses Process Street to manage some of the world's largest commercial properties in the United States, including the campuses of Amazon and Microsoft. They developed a series of workflows, custom for each customer, that they follow when executing complex real estate transactions on behalf of that customer. Colliers was struggling to manage the demands of some of their larger clients, but now with Process Street, work flows like water. And finally, Bentobox, another team using Process Street to scale smoothly. Bentobox is a full digital solution for restaurants, powering their websites, online ordering, gift cards, and more. As Bentobox ramped to bring on dozens of new restaurants every month, they aspired to make their new client onboarding experience more consistent and transparent. Process Street is now deeply embedded in Bentobox's tech stack, acting as an orchestration layer and moving data among key applications like Salesforce and Calendly as the sequence of tasks in the workflow are complete. But you don't have to take my word from it. Let's jump into a quick video where you'll hear from the team at Bentobox directly.
Partnering with Process Street has ultimately enabled us to help our team move quicker as well as create transparency with our customers. And the features that they've been adding since then have just kind of proved that it was the right choice. Hi, my name is Chelsea Lynch and I manage the customer operations team at Bentobox. Bentobox is a website, e-commerce, and marketing platform just for restaurants. Our mission is to empower the world's restaurants to succeed in their mission of hospitality. Prior to using Process Street, we were using another management platform, and the main features that we were looking for were transparency to our customers and automation for our internal team, making those processes easier so they can have more meaningful touch points with customers. So that's why we ultimately went with Process Street. Our onboarding team uses it for every customer. That's how we manage our new projects. And we also use it for new hire onboarding. So creating checklists for our new hires as well as their managers to make sure they're covering all their hiring basics. As we scale, Process Street has really kind of scaled with us. Most recently, the addition of automation so that we can build directly in Process Street has been a big game changer and helped us really have processes move along quickly and smoothly, all within the platform. The biggest benefit is that it's a very customizable platform, so we can adapt our processes really easily into the platform when things change. The experience working with the Process Street team has been really great. They are always available to answer questions and they're always willing to hop on a call to talk through issues. That's like my favorite part about the team. I would definitely recommend reaching out to them to do a free trial and seeing how your processes fit in. We did that before we signed up and felt super confident once we signed that this was going to work for us.
That was awesome. Thanks, Chelsea. A big thank you to the Bentobox team for sharing their story. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to processes, most teams aren't operating as effectively as Bentobox. Most teams still have a gap between where the work happens and where the knowledge powering that work actually lives. But the world's best teams, the ones with the highest degree of process maturity, are able to close the gap between knowledge management and work. It's a big opportunity for any team to bridge that gap, to bring knowledge as close as possible to the actual work. Work can happen faster, no more upfront training sessions. The people doing the work can get started straight away. Work is more consistent, no more needless mistakes, and work is scalable because you have a consistent, reliable template for getting work done. You have the ability to scale that process to grow whenever the business is ready. But how do you get there? Let's think about it in a different way for a second. Remember how you used to get driving directions? The problem with paper maps is that the navigational knowledge is disconnected from your location and the task you're trying to accomplish. So to get where you want to go, first you have to pull over, read the map, figure out the next set of steps, and hope you don't forget them when you get back in your car. Or worse, take your eyes off the road while you're trying to drive. Then, after you're a few hundred miles down the road, you need to stop and do it over again. Not the most efficient process. But now we have GPS and smartphones. You glance at your phone and the satellite up in the sky tells you exactly where you are and which step is next. You didn't have to study the whole map before you started driving. You don't have to remember all the steps, and you don't have to pull over to look at the map. The navigational knowledge is woven into the experience of driving. And the experience for the driver is so much better. We believe any team's processes can and should be run the same way. The technology already exists. The problem is most teams get stuck in an earlier phase of process maturity. As we've worked with teams over the years, we've learned there are three main phases of process maturity. In phase 1, process knowledge lives only in people's heads. This might be fine for very small teams or for simple work, but it really starts falling apart once you add complexity or scale. In phase 2, process knowledge is written down. This is a huge improvement over phase 1 because you need to map the territory before you can build a GPS. But there's still plenty of room to improve. Phase 3 is where a team wants to be. In phase 3, knowledge is woven into every step of the process. It's as useful and actionable as GPS navigation, but for work. Teams who have reached phase 3 are able to unlock breakthrough growth and extreme customer satisfaction. This is the new way. This is modern process management. Let's take a quick look at the traits of a team operating at phase 3. Firstly, they're flexible. The team's processes can change quickly and adapt as needed. They're transparent. Everybody has visibility into the current status of each running process. They're empowering. Everyone can access the team's collective process knowledge, and everyone can design and improve those processes. They're automated. Machines help humans move processes along. And they're collaborative. Processes flow freely and is available anytime, anywhere. We built Process Street to reflect those attributes of modern process management. We help teams capture and share process knowledge and weave that knowledge into daily recurring work. This creates consistency, efficiency, and accountability, and it provides the data to improve those processes over time. All businesses have processes, patterns of recurring work that make businesses run day to day. But the best businesses are process-led, meaning processes account for the majority of work that happens in that business, and the major opportunities for the business lie in improving and optimizing those processes. So how do I define best businesses? These are businesses that achieve breakout growth and are able to scale. When you look at most scaled companies, they have their processes down to a science. Think about Southwest taking its next flight or Amazon delivering its next package. This is the core of what they do as a business, and they do it damn well. Businesses are not all processes, however. They are a mix of both processes and projects. It's just that as a company starts to grow, the mix between the two changes. When your company is really small and putting things into place for the first time, you have a lot of projects. But it's the ability to replicate what you do in a consistent way that enables your business to grow. Scaling means that more and more of the work in your business becomes process. Let's look at a quick example you've probably heard of before. This over here is Henry Ford. When Henry Ford first designed the Model T in 1908, that was a project. When he and his team constructed the first assembly line, that too was a project. But the day that assembly line started running and started producing cars at a rate the world had never seen, that was a process. And that process was the reason Ford Motor Company won the early race in the automotive industry. Not only did Ford turn its project of creating a single car into a process of producing millions of cars, but they actually turned their project of inventing a new car into an innovation process. A process that has allowed them to continuously innovate and launch new products year after year. They even turned the project of building an assembly line into a process, allowing them to launch factories and assembly plants all across the world. As you can see, the vast majority of what Ford does today, building and selling cars, is a process. At Process Street, this type of advanced phase 3 process maturity is what we obsess over. More specifically, we obsess over bringing this kind of process maturity to teams big and small, especially ones that may not have the technical resources of Ford, Amazon, or Southwest. And we've been successful at delivering this mission for a number of years. But we couldn't help but feeling something was missing. Remember our 3 phases of process maturity? Well, we took a hard look at phase 2 and realized maybe we've been glossing over this, expecting everyone to just leap right into Amazon-style maturity. But it turns out phase 2 is really, really important. Not everyone is ready for phase 3, and not every process is ready for phase 3. Some might never be. And that's totally okay, because a lot of times, to get to phase 3, you really need somewhere to start. Phase 2 is an important part of the process lifecycle. Remember, you have to map the territory before you can build GPS. So when we started to take a look around existing solutions, we didn't like what we saw. Outdated knowledge base and wiki tools, expensive intranet and doc apps, all in one collaboration suites that try to be everything for everyone, and our favorite, a Google Drive folder with a kajillion files and spreadsheets and docs to search through. Then there's the way these tools are implemented, which can make things so much worse. How many of us have gone searching for a basic policy or process knowledge document only to find a graveyard of outdated docs, abandoned projects, and stray thoughts? Not to mention, all these products keep you stuck in phase 2. No wonder how many teams have such trouble just documenting and sharing basic process knowledge. So, over the past year, we've been working hard building the most significant addition to the Process Street platform we have ever created. And I'm so excited to share it with you today. Introducing Pages. Pages is a new, free-for-everyone, home for your teams, process documentation, and SOPs. Pages sit in the same library as Process Street workflows, so process documentation can live right alongside your interactive workflows. So if you have a process you're not ready to build a workflow for yet, creating a page lets you tackle that critical first step of just getting the knowledge documented. That way, it's there and easy to find when you're ready to turn it into a workflow. The possibilities for Pages are endless. From company mission statements and style guides to your vacation policies and guidelines on how to use different systems. We can't wait to see what you create in Pages. And that's right. I said free for everyone. Tech companies love to say things like knowledge should be free and then charge you an arm and a leg just to let you share that data that belongs to you in the first place. We believe teams can only truly be process-led when everyone in the company has easy access to the right process documentation. And that's why we made it so anyone in your company can create a free Process Street account and get unlimited access to the full functionality of Pages. There's really no limit. No matter what Process Street plan you're on, you can bring as many free users into your organization as you want, and they can view, create, and edit unlimited pages. With workflows and Pages, Process Street can now truly be used as the home for all the processes in your organization. We hope making a beautiful product like Pages and making it free forever makes this easier than ever for teams. But we also wanted to make it easier than ever for teams to start learning about workflows in the first place as well. So I'm really happy to announce that we've significantly expanded the functionality of our free plan. Free plans now include full Process Street functionality. That means everything Workflow and Pages has to offer. You can now use Process Street workflows for free for as long as you want, and we'll only ask you to upgrade once you've reached certain usage limits. That means you can build workflows with approvals, conditional logic, dynamic due dates, and all the things that were not available before on the free plan. You can check out our pricing page at process.st/pricing to see the full details. Plus, as I just mentioned, Pages will always be free for unlimited people, regardless of how big your company or what plan you're on or how much you use it. So even on the free plan, you can now house your most important company process documentation, your entire company knowledge base, wiki, plus manage a few of your critical workflows 100% free. We only charge you as individual processes and teams make their way to phase 3 of process maturity, which is when we know you are getting the most value and your company is truly operating at another level. We're making all of these changes so you have the tools you need to bring modern process management to your entire organization. Now, I've truly only scratched the surface of what Pages and free users can do in Process Street. If you want to take a deeper dive, plus a chance to hear about some of the other cool developments, stick around because right after this, our Director of Product, Michael, is going to give an awesome talk on all things Pages and freemium. And again, everything I've talked about is available now to everybody using Process Street. Whether you're an existing user or you just want to sign up and check it out for the first time today. We can't wait to continue to build the future of modern process management right alongside you. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for your time. Oh, and one more thing. We're hiring across most departments, so if any of this seemed like your kind of jam, head over to process.st/jobs to learn more. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Bye.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, everybody, to Highway 2021. That was a great presentation by Vinay, our founder and CEO. My name is Ann Perry. I'm a workflow design consultant here at Process Street, and I'm one of your MCs for the day.
Yes, thanks, Vinay. I am Pauline, Customer Success Manager here at Process Street. Great to see all of you guys.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. Love that the conversation's already gotten started here. Let's talk about a few logistics as far as the platform that we're on here, just kind of orient you to where we are. And we want to also talk about just what to expect for today and how to make the most out of today. So yeah, Pauline, do you want to share about the platform or would you like me to?
Yeah, Ann, fill us in.
Okay, so what you are seeing is you might notice that there's on the left-hand side, you see things like reception, stage, networking, all that. And then on the right side, you see two tabs. One says event and one says stage. We're going to keep things simple as far as us having conversation today. And so where you want to have the conversation is in that stage tab. So you want to go to stage and then chat. That is where we are talking, and we've got some of our colleagues online here today to answer any questions that come up. So feel free to ask questions throughout the sessions. Also, feel free to share your ahas and insights throughout the sessions. We definitely want to, know what you're thinking, know ideas that pop in your mind as we're listening. So basically, the long and short of it is go to stage on the right-hand side and go to chat. That's where we're talking. One other feature that's kind of cool here on our online platform is the networking section. So in between sessions, maybe you want to meet some of the other participants that are here. If you click networking, it'll pop you in a little room and randomly assign you to meet with somebody for, I think it's a 3-minute timer, and you can learn kind of what industry they're from and what they do and that kind of thing. So kind of fun to network in between sessions, just kind of like the lobby if we were in a physical event.
Awesome. So, all right, most of you have checked out the agenda already. I don't know about you guys, but I am most excited about secrets and hacks from my squad, the Process Pros teams. Ann, what are you excited about today?
I'm really excited about the different use cases just as examples come up, and they just kind of come up through conversations. I know that we have Adam Schweikert, who's one of our amazing customers, and he's a consultant, and he's going to talk about actually a tour of a workflow that he built. That's really awesome. But yeah, I just love hearing the different use cases.
Super fun. Well, cool. Let's just get into it. So I know everybody was kind of mentioning where they're calling from, but yeah, where is everyone calling from? I think I saw Nigeria, UK, Colorado, and then which company or industry you are in and what you are looking forward to today. So drop a line down there. We'd love to see where y'all are calling from.
Yeah, I'd love to know what you're, really looking forward to learning today for sure. And Aaron asks, is there anyone from the automotive industry here in the house? We definitely have numerous customers from the automotive industry and manufacturing and all of those things. Law office, yep.
Awesome.
Yep. I have a customer, so I'm a workflow design consultant at Process Street. So my role is really helping build workflows with and for our customers. And oh, cool, Pamela's in a law firm. I was going to say one of the customers that I work with is a law firm, and they have the coolest workflow. Like there's so many deadlines and court dates and conditions, if this, then that, but then the due date changes if that. And it was pretty fun to build that out in Process Street. Maria, Porto, Portugal. Awesome. I love Porto.
Hello, property management. Chupin and I go back. Who else do we have here? North Carolina in the house, Buffalo, New York, health info technology. That's cool.
Podcast production. Paula, yes, I know you, Paula.
Hello, Paula.
Love your process. I'm a nerd. I'm like, ooh, I remember your process. It's super cool. Vinay's calling in from New York right now.
Oh, Germany in the house. Awesome. PR, social media agency, waste management. That's different. Cool.
So speaking of that point there, wanting to connect with other users from PR, social media agencies. So connecting with other users. So first of all, I mentioned there's that networking button if you actually want to meet some other participants here today. But also, I'm just going to kind of give a sneak announcement, something that you can keep your eye out for, which is that we have an exclusive community for our power users that is going to be coming. So it's not available quite yet. So this is a teaser. But it's called Workflow Wizards. And this is where members will get special access to our leadership team, to other experts, and also the opportunity to win some swag and cash prizes and connect with other Process Street users. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll be launching it soon.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Who else do we have? We have Boston. We have investor onboarding, Georgia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh.
Pauline, let's talk about some of the audience participation things today. And just, yeah, do you want to share about that and some of our fun? Speaking of swag, we've got some fun things happening there.
Absolutely, yeah. Speaking of swag, so we have some Process Street merch we're going to be giving out today. There's some cool stuff in there, not going to lie. And you can also win a chance to have a VIP workflow strategy call with one of our process pros. Yeah, so how you can participate. So just join the conversation here. And then we'll just choose a winner by random. We have a handy dandy little wheel. We'll just turn that, put your info in there, and yeah, win some merch or a VIP workflow strategy call.
Yeah, we've also got, so basically just comment, share your thoughts and questions and insights throughout the sessions as we go. And as Pauline mentioned, we will just randomly select people in our little machine to offer you some awesome merch and things like that. And then also we're going to pepper in, just because we like to have fun, we're going to throw in some trivia. And Pauline, yeah. You may not know this by looking at her, but she is a dad in disguise, and she loves a good dad joke. And she may or may not have prepared some sweet dad jokes for us. So if you can guess the answers to her fun riddles, we might throw some merch your way as well.
Yeah, please.
I see some logistical questions coming in too. Will there be recordings available after the live screen? There will. I see another question. Where can you see the schedule? Okay, Nate, awesome. Blake answered that in there, but process.st/highway, you can find the schedule. Okay, so next up, we've got a couple minutes to until our next, yes, for the win. Jay agrees with the dad joke. Jay, you can't cheat, because I know you have the dictionary and the encyclopedia of all dad jokes. You're going to know all the answers.
They're in his head, yeah.
Give other people a chance. What's that?
They're in his head. He's the dad of all dads.
Yes, he is the dad of all Jags. Okay, so coming up next, we have got Michael, as Vinay mentioned. So Michael D'Souza is our Director of Product Management, and he is going to talk all things pages. So you're going to learn new ways to use Process Street for free. You're going to see how you can use pages for your team, and again, free for everybody. So super excited about that. I loved how Vinay broke down the 3 stages of process maturity. So pages, we're really talking about stage 2 there, just getting it out of your head and onto documentation so that everybody's on the same page. Right. Jay, you do write those bad jokes.
You probably wrote all the ones I have.
I know, right. Awesome. Yeah, and then as we go, again, our team will be keeping an eye on the comments, and we really would be curious to know, what is it that you're excited to learn today in particular? What are you most excited about? Any big questions you have, that kind of thing that we can answer throughout the day.
Marie's excited about pages. Marie, this is your jam coming up.